Hi guys, and welcome to my channel, Changing Phases Tarot. I'm so happy to have you here today. Now today, first of all, we are celebrating a brand new year. So I'm doing the 2018 overview video for all of the signs. So happy new year to everybody watching. Know that I'm sending you all just positive energy, positive thoughts, lots of wishes for a wonderful year full of many wonderful things. For my returning viewers, thank you for sticking with me throughout the past year. I'm very happy to have you here. And for new viewers, I'm happy that you found me here. And hopefully, if you enjoy the readings, you'll decide to like and possibly subscribe as well. And that way you'll be notified when I upload new videos throughout the year. Okay, so the reading that I'm doing today, it's an overview, okay? So it's a month-by-month overview of the upcoming year of 2018. So for the main reading, I'll be choosing one card for each month from the Crystal Visions Tarot deck, okay? And then I divide the year into quarters, and then I pick one additional card from the Shadowscapes Tarot deck as sort of an overall energy for that quarter, for those 3 months. Then in the middle of the spread, you will see there will be an overall, one card for the overall energy for the year. And then I will also pick oracle cards. And I'm not exactly sure which ones I will be using, but more than likely I will be pulling from either the Akashic Tarot, the Life Purpose Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue, or the Sacred Traveler Oracle cards. Okay, or maybe all 3 of them. We'll see how the readings go. For those of you who are interested in getting a personal reading, a lot of people do, they like to get a reading at the beginning of the year to kind of give them an overview of what will be going on in their particular, or in their life, right, based on their particular circumstances. If you are interested, you can just send me an email at changingphasestarot@gmail.com, or you could take a look at my site, changingphasestarot.weebly.com. There you'll find information about the types of videos that I offer, the types of readings and pricing for the readings. Okay, so I will be getting into the reading now. I'll stop talking and see you all in 1 second for the shuffle. Bye for now. Hi, Taurus. I hope you're doing well. So here we are. We're here to do your 2018 overview. Okay, and from what I can see, the words that come to mind really for this year for many of you will be options, choices, decisions, kind of choosing a path, but definitely options involved. And it's interesting because in these in the readings that I've done so far, the 2018 overviews that I've done so far, there are a lot of repeating cards because, as I explained in the introduction, I pull one card for each of the months, and then I pull a card from a different deck for the overall energy for like that quarter, for those 3 months, right? And so I keep getting repeaters. So there are a lot of important messages coming through in a reading when I get, when a clarifier comes out as a repeating card, then that message definitely needed to come through for that sign. So a lot of repeating cards, and a lot of cards that deal with sort of introspection and needing to wait for sort of divine timing for things to happen, and also choices. So, many options, but needing to, focus on a certain path and follow it. So let's get into the reading. I know I'm just kind of giving you a very brief overview, but let me put the camera down so we can kind of see the cards here. And they don't all fit in the shot, so I will hold them up so you can see them. Okay, and we'll go through the spread, but you'll see that they're laid out in a circle here, and this is the 12 months of the year. I'll begin with the overall energy for 2018 for you, Taurus, and we have the Seven of Cups. So this is the overall energy. And this is, Cups energy. This has to do with our feelings, our emotions. It's a card that the Seven of Cups, it really speaks of imagination and dreams and, kind of having many different things in mind or having many different ambitions and dreams. But the energy with this card is a little bit scattered. Right? It's having too many options, and it's interesting because I know I'm kind of jumping around here, but one of the oracle cards from the Life Purpose deck that you got is the card of options, and that's what I get here. It seems as though you're dealing with many different options, almost too many options. And so it's important to focus, right? If it's kind of like when you're standing, maybe or like think of a little child and the child standing in front of a toy store window, and they're looking in and it's like they see all those wonderful things and it's kind of like, oh, I'd love to have that one and that one and that one would be great and that one too and that one, so there are many opportunities possibly or many choices, many options in front of you. But it's important to focus your energies, in one place. Focus on one thing in order for you to succeed or in order for you to, obtain that, whatever that specific thing is, right? So it's all about really refocusing or focusing priorities, having a more realistic view of the world, of what's going on around you, and choosing, right? Focusing and choosing something. And what's crossing this, the clarifier on this card is from the Shadowscapes deck, the World card. This is Major Arcana number 21. Let me hold this up so you can see. It's a beautiful card. So this is the last card in the Major Arcana. And it's a card that speaks of endings, right? But these are endings like of a long cycle. So it's bringing something to conclusion, but it's a successful conclusion, right? The end is definitely at sight with this card. So, this could be you realizing certain goals. This could be you completing something and, moving on into something else. So possibly, this need to choose something or this need to focus on one particular option, it will bring about, some type of ending, the conclusion to something. This could be, in a relationship. This could be within the work sector. Could be many different things here, but there's a definite, a life-changing type of ending, because when the major arcanas appear in our reading, these are, it's divinely orchestrated, but it's also, a life-changing, life-altering type of change. So it's not a small, insignificant one. So there's a big change that has to do with the Seven of Cups card. So after you choose or make this choice, decide which option is best for you, there is some type of life-altering change that has to do with that, or that, that's going to come about because of that. So let's take a look at how you will be starting off the year, Taurus. And you have, for the month of January, Major Arcana number 20, Judgment. Okay, and this card has to do with possibly needing to make, like having some type of judgment call. It also has to do with rebirth as well. It has to do with kind of needing to leave the past behind, leave behind any guilt or grievances, associated with the past, and move on, right? It's time to make a tough decision possibly with this card. So there might be some type of, especially with the Seven of Cups card at the center, needing to focus. There might be an important decision as you enter into 2018, but it's all about, through death comes new life. So there's a higher calling here. You're being called to something greater, to something higher that is more in tune with who you are today, right, and your life's purpose. And that's a very significant card to have for the first month of the year. And the other two cards that came out for the first quarter, the Judgment card is followed by the Three of Wands. Okay, and I'll get to this in 1 second. And then for the month of March, the third month of the year, we have another major arcana, number 9, the Hermit. So once again, there's this message of kind of needing to consider everything, right? To really take time out, introspection, thinking about things. And the Three of Wands is also a card of, it's a card of waiting for your ships to come in. It's a card of, it's the card that comes after the Two of Wands. And actually, the Two of Wands is a card that came out 1, 2, and then it was also the Oracle card, or from the Akashic Tarot deck, 3. So it came out 3 times in your reading, which has to do with choices and needing to choose a path, right? Think of that, 2 roads diverged in a wood, that type of thing, where you're standing at this sort of crossroads and you have to decide which way to go. Well, with the Three of Wands, this is, you've already made the decision and you're dealing with the aftermath of that. So whatever this judgment call was, or this, new thing that's beginning in January, it's kind of like there's this waiting involved here with this Three of Wands. And Wands energy, this is fire energy, and fire energy has to do with typically our day-to-day activities, the work that we do, our creativity. Can also be creative projects. It has to do with our determination, our ambition to get things done. And the 3, it's an expansive energy. So you're looking, you see that she's holding up this crystal ball, right? And it's sort of shining out this light. And she's looking, usually in the traditional tarot deck, there's the man, he's standing looking out at sea and waiting for his ships to come in. So waiting for some type of return on investment, right? So he put a lot of hard work and effort and thought into the decision that he made with the Two of Wands card. And then with the 3, he's sort of waiting to see what's going to come of that. So it's a card of possibility. It's a card of exploration. It's a card of expansion. It's really about, waiting to see what rewards are going to come in after all of this, whatever you went through and the time that you've invested, so possibly whatever decision you made, right, and whatever this rebirth, this new thing that happened with the Judgment card in January, you're waiting to see the results on that. And then there's kind of more waiting that goes on in the month of March, third month of the year, with the Hermit card, because the Hermit card is all about looking inwards, right? Trying to find the answer that we need, but by going inwards. So it's kind of sometimes a person retreats, spends time alone, really goes within, searching for that deeper meaning, or searching for the answer. It could be you putting projects on hold and really sort of reevaluating the path that you're on and where you're going. So this is a lot of introspection. And then, the card that came out as the clarifier on this first quarter of the year is the Two of Wands, which is exactly what I was saying. This card, it's a decision card, right? So the overall energy for the first 3 months of the year, it definitely speaks of decisions, needing to kind of take control of whatever this is, make a decision, be bold, but at the same time, beware of, obviously you have to, when you choose one path or you choose one thing, you're always not choosing the other. So it's making sure that, the path that you are choosing here, and with the Hermit card, you're definitely taking the time out in March to focus on that. Just make sure that it's the right path for you, that it's the right decision, the right choice that you're making here, in order to bring you in the return on investment that that you're looking for. As we move on to the next quarter, so April, the 4th month of the year, we have another major arcana, number 13, the Death card. And the Death card is, again, about endings and new beginnings. We know that in life, it's impossible to embark upon a new endeavor, a new, it could be a new job, a new relationship, anything new, without first ending something else, right? And in order to begin a new chapter in our lives or, begin a new adventure, we have to let go of something. There has to be an ending. So you have to give way to this change and this new beginning by ending something first. So this could be, again, it could be many different things. This could be you ending a relationship, ending a particular chapter in your life. If this has to do with choosing a career, it could be ending one career as you move off to another one. It could be moving out of a relationship, or it could just have to do with, changing a certain habit or way of thinking. And there's a change with this. It's not, death isn't about, oh, everything is over. No, things are just changing, right? You have to, this change has to happen in order to bring in what's coming in after it, right? So in the month of May, we see that there is fast-paced news coming in. We have the Eight of Wands, which again, the wand suit, the fiery energy. Usually this Eight of Wands, it's kind of, we think of it as messages coming in, and these are fast-paced messages. These aren't your traditional snail mail type of communication. This would be, back and forth emails or texting somebody, or, even on the internet, like if you've met somebody through an online dating site, the back and forth with that. And coming after the Death card, if this wasn't, you moving out of one relationship, this could be you, starting off in a different direction, or starting off with a new relationship, or just, receiving messages that has something to do with this, whatever this change and this, ending and new beginning is. And immediately following that is, this could very well be something to do with a relationship, because you have, for the next month, the month of June, month 6 of the year, the Page of Cups. And Page, this is, if it's a person, and it could be a younger water sign individual, so Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. Doesn't necessarily have to be a person. When the court cards appear in a reading, they can be people that we are dealing with at that time. They can also just be the energy that we're taking on, or they could just be a situation, And the Page of Cups has to do with cup energy. This is water energy. Has to do with our feelings, our emotions, and how our feelings and emotions, how they sort of affect and influence all of our relationships, and how we kind of flow through life. And pages bring in news, right? It's immature energy, it's young energy. That's why traditionally they kind of think of them as being younger, like late teens, early 20s. But it's all about news coming in. So again, we have the news here with the Eight of Wands, and then news or a message, or something coming in with this Page of Cups. This could be, and kind of to do with love. If we think of it, if you've ended one relationship, and then maybe you met somebody else, and now this is with this Page of Cups coming in. Since it's the immature, it's kind of that beginning energy. This could be the beginning of a new relationship, right? Doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. It could be friendship, could be more spiritual. Sometimes the Page of Cups, it speaks of news of a birth, right? News of a possible pregnancy or a birth. If this is a person, this person is very open, very loving, very open-minded. And if this is just you taking on this energy, then, it's you kind of being very open-minded, being receptive to new opportunities, being receptive to whatever this message is, or this new offering that's coming in here. But again, with this Death, Eight of Wands, and the Page of Cups, this could be you beginning a new relationship, and it's sort of the beginning of this new relationship in the month of June. And the card that came out as the overall energy for these 3 months, we have the Six of Wands. So whatever, does happen, whatever this new thing is and this new beginning, there is definite victory surrounding it, right? The Six of Wands, this is a card of victory. It's a card of success, right? You see that the man he's riding in here, he's holding, there's the laurel, the wreath. It's a victory, and he's feeling very proud of himself, but he's also feeling very, triumphant. So whatever this is, you're going to be successful. It's going to be positive. There's going to be, a great amount of victory surrounding this new, whatever this new offering or new message or new relationship is that's coming in during the second part of the year, or the second quarter of the year. Moving on to July, we have, again, this is one of the repeaters. You have the Two of Wands, so more decisions here, okay? And that's why I said, to summarize your year, it's kind of like options, decisions, and needing to choose the path that's going to be most in tune with who you are, right, and what you're looking for this year and in your life. So the Two of Wands, it's paired with, or what you have for, if we look at the 3 months together, you have July, Two of Wands, August, the Temperance card number 14 of the Major Arcana, and September, the Ten of Wands. And I kind of get like it's kind of like a start and stop energy going on here. And then the card that came out as the clarifier is another repeater. So you have the Ten of Wands for September, and then the Ten of Wands came out as the clarifier as well on these 3 months. So, I do get kind of a start and stop type of energy, because you have the Two of Wands where you're moving ahead, you're making this decision, right, with the trying to choose which path, or which, choosing between two things. I guess this could be choosing between two people if you have, what was going on here and ending one relationship and starting up a new one. This could possibly be you kind of in two minds about, this or the two people. It does also have to do with partnerships, collaborating with other people. So, again, reading for many people watching this video, this could play out many different ways, in the work and career sector. This could be you partnering up with somebody else. This could be you taking matters into your own hand as you do that. This could be, you deciding where you want to really focus and invest your time, your energy. But then there's a stopping kind of energy after that with the Temperance. The Temperance card is all about divine timing, right? This is the Major Arcana. This is number 14 in the Major Arcana. And it speaks of the divine timing of something, right? And also it speaks of moderation and balance. So there might be, you have the Two of Wands, which is kind of like the going back and forth and back and forth. So there is it's a two. There is kind of a balance with that, and then followed by the Temperance, which is this need for balance and trying to, find the right balance. You see the woman on the card, she holds a chalice of water in one hand, and she has the chalice of fire. And so she's trying to combine the two in sort of the right balance, instead of just, sticking the water on the fire and putting out the fire, right? She's trying to find this perfect balance, and what she makes from this perfect balance is this beautiful rainbow. So she's trying to sort of find the balance here to create and produce beautiful things. But it's also a card that speaks of divine timing in all of this. So balance, divine timing, and then, after that we have Ten of Wands and then Ten of Wands. And now the Ten of Wands has to do with endings, but it's kind of like you've been through. If you can see this man here, look how tired he looks, and he's riding the horse. He's heading up this hill. The horse was plodding along. Looks as if the horse is plodding along very slowly. He looks tired. The horse looks tired. He's carrying all those wands on his back, and he's been, those are things that he has been carrying around for a long time, right? So it's a card of feeling burdened, of feeling as if you're overloaded, you're tired, really been struggling to make things work. This could have been you trying to take on too much, actually, with the choosing this new path, and you could be feeling as you move into September that you've been taking on too much. I would say be careful around September time as you head into the sort of late fall and winter. Just to be careful with this kind of workhorse, workaholic type of mentality. And obviously you're an earth sign. Earth signs tend to be it's like quite workaholic type of individual. So just be careful, when you get to that period of the year, because it's really about, feeling as though you're fighting this uphill battle with this card, right? And then with the 10 of Wands here, clarifying it from the other deck, again, it's sort of double the message, just confirming the message of overextending yourself, taking on too much responsibility, right? So if you're partnering up with somebody here, if this is in the work sector, just be careful that there's balance, be careful that it's even, be careful that you're not taking on, that both of you are doing your fair share, that you're not taking on more than the other person. And I guess if this is, a relationship, if you've begun a new relationship here, romantic, just make sure that it's, that everything is very balanced, that you're feeling that things are fair within the relationship, that, things aren't kind of falling on you, just you to do, that there needs to be balance and fairness, whether it's romantic in nature or career and finance. And as we move into the last 3 months of the year, we have for October the Queen of Cups. She's a beautiful woman. Followed by, for November, the King of Wands. And December, the Two of Cups. Okay, and the card that came out as a clarifier on the last 3 months of the year, you have the Ten of Cups. Okay, so as you can see, for October, November, you have a couple of people, right, surrounding you possibly. We know that when the court cards appear in the reading, they can be actual people that we're dealing with. So during the month of October, you might be interacting with a Queen of Cups, and this would typically be an older female water sign. If it is, then that would be a Cancer or Pisces or Scorpio, older female. And she is somebody, she's very warm and loving. She's a very fair person. If you think of her sort of as the mother, she's that loving mother figure. If you think of her as a wife, she's that very, caring wife and does everything that she can for her family. So she's a very, very warm and sensitive person, right? She's kind of the caregiver. She's very honest and fair. And she really loves, she's very emotional, but she loves giving. She loves taking care of everybody else around her. So this might be, somebody that you are dealing with, or this might be you taking on the energy of the Queen of Cups, right, during the month of October, and just, doing more than normal, sort of to care for others, to help other people. And then with the King of Wands coming in November, again, this could be an older male fire sign. So if it is, this would be a Leo or Sagittarius or Aries, usually an older male. But again, with the general readings, it's not gender specific, could be male or female. But we know that with the King and Queens, they have, they've learned or they've really mastered all of the qualities of their particular suit. So the King of Wands, he has really mastered, everything that there is to master about the suit of Wands. And the suit of Wands it's, it's the fiery, creative passion. It's our ambition and courage and just, being ready to kind of take on new things. And he's really a force to be reckoned with, the King of Wands. He's very charismatic. He's very sort of inspirational. People kind of, they look up to him. He's usually a strong, assertive person. He's kind of like that natural or true leader, and people they're just kind of drawn to him, and he has a lot of creative vision, so he's very good at solving problems, solving situations, acting on something. He makes up his mind very quickly and sort of acts on it, moves forward on it. So he's a very strong individual. So again, if this isn't a person that you are dealing with in November, this could just be you, really taking charge, taking control of something. Or, since this is a couple, right? We have the King of Wands, we have the Queen of Cups. Again, doesn't have to be gender specific. And although you are an earth sign, you could be taking on the qualities of one of these individuals, and your potential partner could be the other, right? That's quite possible, because the last card of the year, the card for December, you have the soulmate card. This is the lover's card of the minor arcana. The Two of Cups is all about that deep soul connection with another person, right? It's the beautiful, loving soulmate relationship. It's, and soulmates it can be a little tricky, right? When we talk about soulmates, sometimes people think that, it's just kind of like you see in the movies, is that type of thing where, everything is just wonderful and smooth sailing, but it's not always like that, right? The Two of Cups, or the soulmate connection, it's really about, seeing yourself in the other person. Many times these connections, or these contracts, really, we enter into them with the other person before we even incarnate into this lifetime. So, sometimes these are soul contracts where you have a lesson to learn from that person, they have a lesson to learn from you. So, you're brought together for a specific reason, right? But it's a deep connection. It's a deep attraction, right? This could be just more, a more platonic friendship. I mean, soulmates can also be friends. This could be a partnership if we're thinking in more of a, along the career finance type of, linking it with that. Or this could actually be, a true soulmate, like love connection. And there could be, there could be a marriage or a union or something very strong coming from this Two of Cups. And we have as the overall energy for this, which is why I do pick up that this is a couple, because we have the Ten of Cups card as the overall energy. So whatever this couple, whatever this is, and this union, and this Two of Cups coming together, this partnership, this is a beautiful card to have on it, because the Ten of Cups, it's kind of like the happy home and family. It's the ultimate, it's the 10 of the cup suit. So it's the ultimate, feeling that ultimate happiness. It's ultimate joy, ultimate love. You're feeling, you couldn't feel better, right? There's a peace. You finally sort of you finally found that soulmate connection, and there's success and happiness, around it, but it's more about just this, peace and emotional contentment that you feel from this deep connection that you have with this other person, the soulmate connection. So it's a very beautiful way to end the year. Interesting, that you have so many sort of choices going on and options going on throughout the year. I'd love to hear from you at the end of the year to see how everything actually played out. But let me go through the 3 cards that I picked as, additional cards for your yearly reading here, Taurus. We have the one card from the Akashic Tarot deck. It's the Two of Scrolls, which would, in the traditional Tarot deck, this would be the Two of Wands. So this is, the third Two of Wands that you have in your reading. And this card is called Two Worlds. Let me hold it up so you can see it. There's a lot of detail, a lot of images on these cards. I think they're beautiful. So there's sort of lots of messages contained in one little card, lots of different things there. We'll get into it. The second card that you have from the Sacred Traveler Oracle card deck is Gates of Triumph, and it says success expands in your life. And you did have, you had the Two of Wands come out numerous times, but you also have the Three of Wands, which is all about expansive energy and expanding. And so I'll read you for the Oracle cards. I like to read the whole description from the guidebook just to give you the full meaning of the card. And then the card that you have from the Soul Purpose deck is options. Consider the career possibilities that are open to you. So once again, this, the options, the choices comes into your reading for 2018. So I'll begin with, let me see, I'll begin with the Two of Scrolls card, and that was the Two Worlds card, and it says, surrounded by a spinning wheel and baskets of wool, a beautiful woman, worried and tired, gazes at the embers in the fireplace. She has worked hard at her spinning for the coins that are gathered on the table. The expansive window behind her looks out onto a Buddhist monastery high in the mountains. When you receive this card, there is a conflict in your life between what the outer world requires of you and how your own spirit directs you. You actually may have had a number of past lives where you wanted to focus on your spiritual growth and therefore joined a monastery to do so. Then, missing the wonders that the secular world could offer, such as love, family, and financial success, you chose the secular world exclusively in your next incarnation. Yet this didn't offer the spiritual focus that you sought. Because of this, it's likely that you bounced back and forth from the monastic to the personal in a number of incarnations and through a number of different faiths. You are now again experiencing a polarity between a fully self-realized spiritual experience and personal success in your day-to-day life. It often feels as if you have to let one go in order to embrace the other. This push-pull will continue until you learn to bring your spiritual self to every situation in your personal life. It's time to replace worry and trust and integrate your eternal truth with your temporal reality. If you have a job or are in a relationship that actively pulls you from your spirit, you must deal with it or possibly leave it. Who you are forever is who you are now. Let nothing impede that power. When you own it, absolute self-realization in both worlds will elude you no longer. And the Akashic Force message for the card says, close your eyes and say to yourself, the divine thrives in my daily world. Then see the God of your understanding stand beside you. See yourself walking through your life in this great company, handling everything that comes your way. And, this being of two minds and being this struggle between the two worlds. I mean, this two, it kept coming up throughout your reading, and this Two of Cups here with the soulmate connection. It could very well be that, that you take time out here and this death and new beginning is a new relationship coming in, but it's a relationship that's going to be more in tune with, there's a karmic connection. There's this real soulmate connection. So it's going to be more, it's going to allow you to, to take care or to resolve this two worlds dilemma that this card is talking about. That's quite possible. Okay, moving on to the next card, the Gates of Truth. This card says, Gates of Triumph, it's called. The gates of triumph are waiting to open deep and wide for you. Inner and outer success is coming your way. Thriving is a state of mind. Accept that you can reach any goal you desire, and even more victories will expand in your life. The more you feel it, the more love, prosperity, fame, and fortune will pour into your life. The sacred traveler wants you to know, arriving in a foreign hamlet, wreaths of flowers are placed around the sacred traveler's shoulders. The townspeople celebrate and honor the traveler. The village elders know the challenges faced and overcome and are welcoming with open arms. If a situation knocks you over, Get up and brush yourself off and discover what you learned. You aren't a failure if you fall down, only if you stay down. So keep going and believe in yourself. This is what true success is. Acknowledge your accomplishments in life. They are more than you imagine. Victory, good fortune, and triumph are at hand. And you have the Six of Wands, right? You have the Triumph card here. You have this show up for the overall energy for March, April, May time. So it's interesting that this Gates of Triumph and talking about triumph and success came out on this. Okay. The last card, the options. Again, this is like, I believe, the main message, the options and choosing. So this card says, consider the career possibilities that are open to you. You have many options that you may realize. You have more options than you may realize, which is why this card comes to you today. While you may feel limited in your career choices, the angels remind you that the possibilities are unlimited. They promise that the time, money, knowledge, opportunities, and other factors that you need are very much open to you. This card is a sign urging you to think outside the box and be open-minded with respect to your options. For example, can you return to school and learn new skills related to your dream career? Can you begin a self-employment venture on a part-time basis while your regular job pays the bills? Or could you find a mentor to train you while you work as an intern or volunteer? The range of possibilities is wide and varied, if you would just be open to them. Take a moment right now and say to your angels, please give me clear signs and guidance about my options related to my divine life mission and a career that makes my heart sing with joy. Then notice intuitive feelings and ideas, as well as repetitive physical signs, which are messages from above. And, having the options card and the Seven of Cups as your overall energy for the year, this could very well be, some of you looking, weighing up the different options that you have and choosing going a different route, or possibly trying to, if there are two different paths, two different jobs that you are kind of back and forth about, you'll actually make a decision, or maybe you'll figure out a way to, to kind of integrate both of them, which is what this card was talking about. But, options, choices, and some very, deep connection coming in towards the end of the year. But overall, it looks like 2018 is going to be a wonderful year for you. So I'm very happy to be able to bring you this reading. So thank you once again for joining me. I really do appreciate all of you taking the time to watch my videos, and I look forward to reading for you again in January. Sending you all much peace, love, and light. See you again soon. Bye-bye.